I was getting thumbnail. All right, what's up, boys? We're back. Gonna try and make this quick. I gotta leave in a couple minutes, so we're just gonna go into the yesterday's trade and then today's trade. So, yesterday, yesterday was, I think we were trading somewhere in here. Again, I don't really remember. What I do remember is this trade right here. Let me make sure you guys can see this pretty well. And this was just like really unfortunate. I mean, like, basic supply and demand, what we've been going through. We have these larger moves up, and I sort of was looking to trade this move, but it didn't fill, and then it later. So I got stopped out again right up here at these equal highs, set an equal high, and then we just returned lower and did eventually go to my lower low, which was here, and then eventually here, and then eventually here. So. But we'll get into that a little later. So it's just, it's unfortunate that I got to work on my timing. And, as I get better with supply and demand, that will slowly get better. So, yeah, let's move down into today's trade, shifting into the hourly. We can see this, larger trend overall here. This larger move up. We're gonna have to eventually retrace. Today we're retracing this move specifically against supply and demand. But while this could continue to retrace lower, this is purely based on news and what's gonna come left in the market. So whether we continue higher after this or continue lower is purely gonna be based off of news and all the different things that's going on in the market right now. But I do believe we will retrace higher. There's like tariff implications, geopolitical stuff that's been going on that gives me faith that we'll be going long more than we'll be going short next week. So it is good to see that we've retraced into these levels. This is like, it's a healthy, it's healthy sort of retracement, whether it is price action moving down. But so we see we've retraced down into this level. We've gone down to this level, and then we're retracing up to fill this gap, which is right here. Hopefully you can see this. How do I wish I could be like more, but yeah, like this gap here, filling in this gap. Once we filled in that gap, I knew that eventually price is going to retrace lower. We were finding these lower levels of liquidity, which are marked out here. I can mark these out a little better for you guys to see. These little blue areas were sort of my areas to target. I didn't want to repeat history like I did over here and be a little too greedy, so I took my profits like right here. This trade is just identical to what it was. Didn't really move this around much. Took the trade. I did enter like pretty early though, so I do still have to work on my patience. So I entered probably right here where my mouse is. Here, I could move this over actually. I entered in right here where my mouse is, and you can see like the volatility initially sent us up all the way to there. I was really scared we were going to take profit and then we were just going to continue lower, or we were going to hit my stop loss and then continue lower, so that would have sucked, kind of like what happened up here. So again, this is just sort of about like, even if I set my loss like all the way up here, it still would have, so I guess I could have like looked to previous highs, so that would have been like more ideal, because then we would have caught in this whole trade, which would have been beautiful. But unfortunately that was not the case. But we move on, we continue trading. So P and L on the day was like 400. I really wanted to go down to these lower lows, or at least down to this supply zone, but unfortunately, as you can see, like market closed market closed right around here, so like right around there. So I was like, I wasn't still in the trade, so it wouldn't have even mattered. But we hit take profit pretty good. Looking into price action for the next couple of days. I would love to see us, in a perfect world, I'd love to see us go into the supply zone and move up higher to clear out these previous highs, and this previous high. So we'll look into that into the future. That's about it for today. Pretty simple trade. Got it done quickly. If you notice, I was trading in like sort of. I don't really trade in the mornings because I don't want to become like some other guy's liquidity. So, the big banks and all that shit. So this was a good trade. I'm proud of the trade today. So yeah, just a little update. Today is Friday. Is today Friday? Today's Friday. So I won't see you guys until Monday. Maybe I'll look Sunday. Maybe that's a big maybe. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, pretty good trade today. Again, I think overall, just what we're lesson to learn from these trades is just to sort of work on your timing. Don't rush into it. Realistically, like if we see a move like this, I think my biggest fear is like almost FOMO. Like, so let's just say I enter a trade, like we go back here, I enter this here, up here, and I see it start to move down, and I'm like, whatever, but I need to just not worry about that. If I see this move down, I need to just like, just stay patient. That's the number one thing. That's a big thing with trading. So yeah, good trade today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.